Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Sunday, and that means another Kenco F1 race. And today, we're here at Zandvoort, the Dutch circuit, which has 14 corners, 10 to the right, 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes for our drivers to traverse. This should keep the drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6 mile lap, and watch out for the DRS zone into turn 1, which will be heavily populated as driver try late lunges down to try and get onto the power. The Alfa Romeo of Max Chapman lines up on pole once again. He is unrivaled this season. Let's see what he can do starting from the front of the grid. As we know, it's hard to overtake around here. Yes, everybody, you saw the grid line up there in that chat, and you know what that means. That means we're ready to get ready for that formation lap. We're going to get things going once again. Unfortunately, we found some things that we can't actually disclose to you guys, but it meant that some drivers received a grid penalty, therefore the grid transition was wrong, and therefore we can't show you it. But yeah, we'll be going momentarily, guys, and in the commentary box with me, I've got Sam. Hang on, Sam. Hang on.
The Netherlands for our race.
Hang on, Sam. They should be able to hear you now. We got Sam.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Netherlands, finally.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a good race. It's gonna be an unusual one, especially considering we've seen a couple drivers drop out that were supposed to be racing, and a couple drivers who, you know, we were expecting to do well as well.
Yeah, that obviously opens up on opportunities for our drivers for today, so they're going to be wanting to maximise today's race, and hopefully we'll be seeing some good racing from them.
Yeah, definitely. As we get ready for the start of the Kenco Formula 1 Championship here at Albert Park. Oh, and the drivers are on the grid. They see the green light go on the lights, and they're away for the start of the formation lap. So here we'll really see which drivers have what. Obviously, the grid is shaken up. We've got the grid of Max, then followed by Casper, and then Ian, who's qualifying his best ever qualifying so far. After there, we've got Charlie in the red Ferrari, and then Titan. Thomas Salaman, his teammate, is not driving today again because he's dropped out, but he's followed by Dylan in the Alpha Tauri. Andre is behind. Then Joel and Ben, Archie, and then Robbie is behind because of his 10th place grid penalty. Archie then, and then Jay, Josh, Adam, and then Nuts, who did not qualify in qualifying due to obviously some health-related issues. But it's good to see him on the grid today.
It is good, and it's great to see some F1 cars finally going around the Zandvoort track after our slight delay earlier. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting race with a slightly smaller grid than expected, but you know, it's going to be an interesting one, no doubt.
Is it getting to that point in the season where, you know, we're starting to see the reliability issues of the car?
You know, that's definitely a potential. The guys are going to be pushing as hard as they can. We've seen how close this championship is getting with, you know, our first new winner last week. So it's all on the table, and all for them. It's all there for them to play for.
So yeah, we unfortunately couldn't show you that grid graphic because of those penalties, and well, we didn't have time to animate into the correct positions. But yeah, we've read the grid out, so hopefully, if you have any questions, just do put them down in the chat, and we'll do our best to see if we can answer them. But the predicted pit stop strategies you do see there is medium hard, but a lot of the drivers now on softs.
Yeah, with it being a nice, beautiful day in the Netherlands today, we have seen a lot of soft runners, which is expected.
Yeah, and there we go. We see Nuts, the man who didn't qualify, lining up at the back. There's a green flag. The lights are out. Oh, the lights are on, sorry. We wait for the drivers to go. It's lights out, and away we go for the start of the Zandvoort Grand Prix here. Oh, and already one of the Ferraris at the back spinning out, and we got massive debris going back into turn 1. Oh, really, really bad start there for one of the Ferrari drivers. We see Nuts go down the inside, and oh, he spun as well into the pit lane, and one of the McLarens as well, and that's a safety car into turn 1 once again. Every week,
Wow.
every week, safety car. That's gonna see some drivers pile into the pits, I reckon. But oh my goodness. What happened there? We'll go back down into last position where we've Titan, who's got lost half of his wing. We saw him go really wide in turn 1. And then also Wilson, he didn't get the greatest of starts. He has also lost a bit of his front wing. Also, both the McLarens as well. I think O'Mara managed to just miss a little bit of his end plate. And his teammate also no damage on his front wing. Just a really, really bad start for him. But we've already got Andre Abreu up into P5. Hanmore down into P4. That's one position lost on that start, and oh my goodness, safety car into turn 1 once again.
Well, that was sort of expected. Zandvoort obviously can throw up some incredible things, but yeah, Titan looks like he had not a great start, and yeah, not a great way to start his race, but yeah, safety car out, and we'll have to see how long it'll be out for.
Now, what happened there with that Ferrari? Like, I'm not sure about that one. He was really, really, really aggressive on that start, and I think that just meant that you know, he just lost the traction and maybe some wheel spin, and you know, I don't know. Yeah, there we see one of the drivers, two of the drivers coming into the pits. One of them is Hartley in the AlphaTauri. Let's see what he can do. Robinson's also come into the pits as well. His teammate, he's going to have to wait because they're double stacking. That's going to block the pit lane. That might be a penalty for the AlphaTauri team as they blue block the pit lane, as we see the Titan come in also. There we go, Jay going on to the medium tyres. That's really unusual. He's going to try and go for a two-stopper by the looks of things here, but disadvantageous apparently, the two-stopper, getting that new wing on. All the drivers already 5 in the pits.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect those medium tyres to be able to go to the end on Hartley's car. So yeah, it looks like he's going for a two-stop strategy, which is pretty bold considering we're only on lap 2. But you know, he's obviously been thinking about that before the race.
One of the McLarens, I believe, has just lost their front wing, and I think it's one of the ones that just got it replaced as well. There, yeah, Adam Forbes went into the back of Robbie Welsh. That may be a time penalty incurred for one of them two as well.
That's a real shame for Forbes. Obviously, didn't qualify very well on Friday, but he gained 4 positions in the first 2 laps. That was a good start, but yeah, he's going to have to come in and replace that front wing by the looks of it.
That pack is really piling up there into turn 12. Yeah, really difficult to say what's going to happen from here on. Meech already P2. He's retained his position. Chapman up in P1 as well. They're right behind the safety car. Here we got Torben Schutt. He gained 1 position on the safety car. Hamoy's got no damage. He's going to be in a good position. Behind him is Andre Abreu. He's just locked up. He's got plenty of damage. He's got lost his right end plate. Joel Foxall looks like he's going to be in a really, really good, strong position. You can see Andre locking up again. Ben, Ian's teammate, he's in P7, so he's got a good start. Middelfeld is there. Welsh has already gained 2 positions back from his penalty.
Yeah, top 7 are still on the soft tyre, so that's going to be a nice fast tyre to be on for them. Looks like one of the Williams has come in for a pit stop, might be due with some sort of front wing damage, but it's great to see this week that sort of respect we've been expecting between the drivers under the safety car period. We don't want to be seeing them crashing into each other.
As you say that, all of the drivers coming round the final corner really, really quickly. It looked like there may have been some sort of collision back there with all of the drivers swerving and not being able to see each other. But Ian Hanmore, I don't know, he was looking good in qualifying. Do you think he's got the pace to win it today?
I think that's a big ask considering Chapman and Meech are in P1 and 2. You know, we know how strong those Alpha drivers are. But yeah, Hanmore showed some great pace on Friday. We weren't sort of expecting that from him, but looks like Schutt got jumped the gun on him in the first few laps, so we'll have to get that place back.
Really difficult into turn 1. Obviously, the odd start on the left-hand side of the grid and the even start on the right. So Ian was really in the position to capitalise, but I'm not sure what went on there. Maybe maybe Charlie went down the inside, or maybe Ian was just trying to stay away from the conflict that was happening behind him.
Yeah, we've sort of seen that from Hanmore sometimes. He's not as committed as some other drivers, but you know, that comes with time. But yeah, maybe Schutt, we know he's a very aggressive driver, so that could have been the case.
Yeah, all of these drivers now should be getting their tyres ready, as we probably will see the safety car come in this lap. As soon as we go on board with Chapman, yeah, and the lights have extinguished from the rear of the safety car, and the safety car is going to be in this lap. That means Chapman is going to back that pack up. He's got the fastest lap so far, but obviously that doesn't mean anything due to being safety car from turn 1. Wilson has just gained a position on the Hartley. Hartley is then getting the position back on Wilson, so looks like he's had to yield. But Max is going to be warming his tyres into turn 15. He's going to want to come round here really slowly and get the best launch he can from the cars behind. Obviously, his teammates behind, so they may be trying to block him up, but Meech is going to try and get on the power as well, and Chapman is away, and we're going to go back to racing speed. We see all of the cars coming around the off-camber turn 15, and we're away for the first racing lap of the Kenco Formula 1 here at Zandvoort, and both the Alfa Romeos get a really, really good start, and the Ferrari of Torben Schutt seems to have fallen back, and Joel is looking for a move on Hanmore down there in P4, and rear at the back. All of the drivers are really, really close together, looking to get themselves into that really, really crucial P5 position. Mitchell is looking for it on Foxhall.
Yeah, clinical restart from Chapman in P1 on the Alfa Romeo team. Great restart. He's got about 8/10 lead on his teammate. Really impressive. So almost just outside of that DRS zone. That could be indicative of his pace today.
Yeah, the midfield's already starting to separate. We see Hamill trying to chase down Schutt, but he just doesn't have the pace, and Joel's closing on him as well. He's only 6/10 behind.
He also looked like Joel in the Racing Point team got a really good restart, which is good for him, and was very close to the rear of Ian going into turn 1, but didn't look like he'd get a move done.
We see Joel going over that curb there. That can't be good for his floor.
No, the curbs here at Zandvoort are quite aggressive. You don't want to be going over them too much.
We see the the Mercedes of Mitchell going wide. He's on the curb and he's spun it. That's going to put him down all the way down into last place, or sorry, P15. And Max Chapman says the fastest lap, but that also really, really hurt Middlefell. I think he went into the wall also just to try and avoid. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was not good from the Mercedes driver. He's now down in P15. He had a great start to his race, but yeah, that's really unfortunate for him.
Big lock up there from Salaman into turn 4, one of the most clinical turns on this track. He is going down the inside, trying to get a really good run into the following swervy corners, as I'm going to call them. Don't actually know what turn numbers they are, but swervy corners. He's going to get stuck out on the outside if he goes too wide, clips that curb. Oh, he's taking it really well, got a really good line into the next corner, and Hamor is already chasing down Schutt. That's really good pace from him.
Yeah, we're just going to pick that up when you finish. Hanmore, very close to the rear of the Ferrari, which is really impressive going through this tricky turn 11-12 chicane. Very tricky sort of bunch of corners there. But yeah, he's very close to the rear of that Ferrari, and with DRS soon to be activated, he might be able to get an overtake done. Here's
maybe where we see the setups come into play, because Ian's really, really quick through those corners, but Charlie, Torben Schutt, he just gets away as soon as you get on that power, but down that straight, Ian should have DRS, which I believe he should do. Coming into here, he's going to go down the inside. His tyres only 15% worn so far. Those soft tyres are going to give him a really, really big pace advantage against all of those medium runners. He's going to go try down the inside into turn 4. Not going to get it. He's just going to stick it in the split stream of the Ferrari.
Yeah, Ian knows that he'll be getting DRS if he stays this close going down the start-finish straight, so he doesn't want to risk it too much. It's quite hard to overtake here around Zandvoort due to the very tight corners, but yeah, the best bet is going to turn 1, the heaviest braking zone of the track.
Number 34. Oh, you see him just take the wrong line through. That's going to severely hurt his pace. I'm not sure this is the correct person. Hang on. There we go. We see number 34 here, Ian Hanmore. He's just really got some good corners in him, but a big lock up there from Torben Schutt means that Ian's going to be even close to him. Hartley just coming out of the pits. I wonder what's happened to him.
Yeah, not too sure what's happened there, but it's unfortunate because he was on the medium tyre, so that was a good strategy for him going into the rest of the race. But Hanmore's very close to this Ferrari. I think there could be a move going to turn 1. He looks like he's maybe a bit too far back, but he has got DRS.
Yeah, he's got DRS, which is really, really good for him. It means that all of this time through the corners, which he's quicker in, it means that he's gaining time, and every time he gains time, then it means he's closer to getting on the power and getting him into the turn 1.
Yeah, definitely. It would be great to see Hanmore get that podium. He was wishing for it last week. He wasn't quite good enough there, but this could be it for him in Zandvoort. He seems like he's got some really good pace.
We're already 7 laps into this rate, coming up on 8, and it looks like Torben Schutt is just locking up into many of these corners. It's not good for him.
Yeah, maybe potentially he's flat-spotted one of his front tyres, and, you know, as soon as you do that, your tyres are more susceptible to locking up, so that could be a potential issue he's dealing with at the moment. Those soft tyres are now 7 laps old, plus the qualifying run, so, you know, they're getting old, and around Zandvoort, these tyres do wear quite quickly.
we now look on to Shutt's teammate, Titan. He is trying to defend from the Williams of Abreu. He had a really, really bad start, and he's still got that, sorry, he no longer has that wing damage, but he had wing damage at the start, which meant he had to pit, which has put him back down from P5 earlier in this race, and now he is P9. That puts him behind, and Welsh eyes up a move on Wilson. Welsh was our winner last week, and it actually turns out that he breached Parc Ferme, which is why he got a 10-place grid penalty for today.
Yeah, shame for Robbie with that. But yeah, as you said with Titan, back up to P8 from that terrible start he had, which is great. And interestingly enough, he is on the hard tyres, so that is definitely a long-term strategy. Maybe we'll be able to go to the end on those tyres. We'll have to wait and see.
It'll be interesting to see if he can go to the end. And we see there the red mark soft tyres of Andre locking up into turn 2. It's really unfortunate for him, but he's already gained a second to Titan behind.
Yeah, obviously Andre's on those softer tyres versus Titan on those hard tyres, so he's has a huge tyre advantage there. But yeah, some good pace from Andre today, up in P8, which is pretty decent. Just lost one position at the moment.
It's tight in the low midfield where we've got Robinson, O'Mara, and Mitchell all fighting for P10. They're all fighting for the last points place.
Yeah, O'Mara in that McLaren just one place outside of the points position. So it looks like he's got some sort of penalty, but we'll have to see about that at the end of the race. But yeah, just not too far behind this Mercedes, the teammate of Hanmore that had that unfortunate spin.
And looks like Robinson got a much better exit there from O'Mara. O'Mara already gained 4 positions from his start. His teammate only gaining 2, but still gaining positions. Round the final corner, one of the absentees here today qualified P2, who also broke Parc Ferme last week, so he would have also had a 10-place grid penalty. But we should start to see the first of the soft runners coming into the pits, obviously those who did not go earlier.
Yeah, the soft tyres are going to slightly be too far gone very soon. No doubt we'll start to see some pit stops, and we'll start to see what strategies these drivers are on, whether they're going to go onto the mediums, which is probably a 2-stop strategy, or the hards for a 1-stop.
Yeah, we see all of the top 6 on those soft tyres, so it's really interesting to see how much of an advantage they've got over the medium runners, who obviously in Q2 you set your fastest time on whichever tyre you believe to start. But Robinson here has got much better pace from O'Mara, and he looks like he may get him into the DRS zone of the pit straight.
Yeah, Robinson on the softer medium tyres versus the hard tyres on Josh. You know, there's a lot of tyre talk in Formula 1. It's all about the compound you are on, and Robinson in the AlphaTauri is on that slightly faster tyre, so he has that advantage going through the corners with more grip.
Yeah, and as we look down into turn 14, is he going to try iron per move down the inside, trying to get the DRS as soon as he can? He's back end just whipping out there. We're going to go on board with Robinson, see if he can get him down this straight, and the rear wing opens, as we'll see in a second, and it looks like he's going to have just enough pace to get him into turn 1 if there's a late lunge from him. Yeah, down the inside, really nice move, but a little bit of contact there with the McLaren of O'Mara, but looks like he's in front coming into turn 2.
Yeah, a little love tap there from O'Mara just for good measure, but yeah, nice one done from Robinson. He can get on with his race now. He'll no doubt catch up to the back of the Mercedes in P10 for that last points position.
Right, we're fixating on him again, but Hanmore is just really, really good pace. I mean, Shutt's 4 seconds behind Meech, but Hanmore already he's maintaining that gap with Shutt, and he's catching him down every lap. It might be we might see an overtake from him soon. You walk us through one of his laps, please.
Yeah, definitely. Ian Hanmore in P4 looks like he's got some great pace at the moment. Going through the banking corners, which is a trademark of Zandvoort. Such great things to see here as we go into turn 1, the heaviest braking zone. He's just a bit too far back. I do believe he had DRS on that lap, but yes, still a bit too far back. It looks like the Ferrari has some good straight line speed. But coming up to turn 3, our first hairpin corner of the Zandvoort track. It's quite tricky, but get very close to Hanmore to the rear of the Ferrari. Going through turn 4, 5, and 6. Pretty simple corners, very easy in these F1 2020 cars. Through turn 7 is a bit trickier. Have to come off the power slightly and brake, but it's all about getting back on that power. Going up to turn 8, it's a much heavier braking zone compared to turn 7. Use the exit curb very nicely there, does Hanmore. As we come up to turn 10, our second hairpin corner. It's very easy to spin here. You don't want to get on the power too early. Come up to turn 11, a long run up to turn 11, 12, which is our trickier chicane here at Zandvoort. You don't want to take too much of that curb there or completely throw off the car, and you can see how high those curbs are on the left-hand side there. But coming up to these banking corners again, a very short lap around here, Zandvoort at turn 13 and turn 14. This great banking corner, but it looks like Hanwell's lost a little bit of time to the Ferrari on this lap, which is unfortunate for him. But he has got DRS against, so he's still within that 1 second margin. But the pit window is now open for the one-stop strategy. So the one-stop strategy, as I said earlier, will be the hard tyre. So if anyone's considering that, they will be coming in very shortly.
Interesting to see. Unfortunately, down back in P15, the man who has had a really unlucky race, he just spun. We didn't quite catch it on the Sky cameras, but you see his wing, the front right portion of his wing is missing. So, not good day for Hartley down in P15. But his teammate Robinson up into P10 because of the pit of Andre Abreu, and one of the Williams is coming out of the pits. That is also Abreu.
Yeah, it's a shame for Hartley, as we've seen time and time again from the AlphaTauri driver. He's had great pace, but not necessarily been in the right places during the race, which is a shame for him. But, he's down in P15 on those soft tyres, so he's going to have that massive tyre advantage versus those around him. So we'll have to see what he can do with his race today.
We see all of the tyres that the drivers are now starting to go on are getting a little bit deteriorated, which is why the first of the soft runners will be coming into those pits and, trying to rejuvenate the life that they have. And as the leader starts lap 13, we're really looking at a one-horse race here right out at the front of the 1-2-4 Chapman and Meach. And sorry to mention, but it was front row lockout, obviously, because of the grid penalties. That means the first front row lockout of the season for Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, that was our first lockout of the Alfa Romeo team, not necessarily by true qualifying pace, but just because of the circumstances we see ourselves under today. But looks like the Ferrari of Schutt has come into the pit, so this is where the strategies start, and the undercut has started from Schutt.
It's really interesting to try and undercut when you're in front, but we'll see how that plays out for him. Obviously, it's very much like Monaco here at Zandvoort. Depends if you're in front, but sorry to interrupt you, but we see maybe a move going from Foxhall being eyed up a move on Wilson. Oh, never mind, he is lapped, so that will not count. I just saw the Ferrari and I saw the Racing Point, and I thought there may have been a move there, but Hamel now, he's got to really capitalise on that situation, clipping a little bit of that curb. He's got to get into that. He's got to get into those pits, and he's got to get as good of a lap as he can. Welcome to all of you who are joining us on the 13th or 14th lap of this race. It's a really interesting one so far. 14 laps gone, and 22 to go. And Hamel decides to stay out. He's going to overcut.
Interesting strategy from the Mercedes driver. Looks like Meach in the Alfa Romeo has also come into the pits. But yeah, that is an interesting one. But we saw this in Bahrain, and in fact, the overcut was very powerful. So we'll have to wait and see whether this will play off for Hanmore.
And Foxhall now coming into the pits is going to be a good stop for him. The White Monk hard tyres go on. 2.6 second stop time, but a really slow exit there from Joel. In the pits is going to lose you about 15 seconds. 14.6, really good stuff from the Racing Point team. As he exits the pits, he's going to go max onto that power, and Meach is still in front. And, he may have crossed the white line there, but that now puts Robinson in a really, really good position and a strong position to try and overtake Foxhall.
Yeah, Robinson, obviously P10, he's going to have those tyres warmed up nicely after being on them for 14 laps versus Joel just come out the pits here. Those tyres will not be up to temperature compared to him, so he might be able to get a move done.
Good stuff from Salomon. He's put himself into P3 so far. Obviously, I think he has not pitted so far, so this could be one of the first times we see a Haas driver on the podium other than Alex Hughes in the first race.
Yeah, that is correct. Salomon has not pitted yet, still on those soft tyres, but nor has Max Chapman or Ian Hanmore in P1 and 2. So, he's still got that track position, which could potentially be very important.
Well, as you say, I think Max Chapman has been in the pits, and that means Salomon is in P1.
Very nice too. Looks like Hanmore's also come into the pit, so it looks like everyone has come into the pits now in the top 4, I believe. We'll have to wait and see where Ian Hanmore does come out.
Yeah, looks like he's going to put in P7, which is one place in front of his teammate. That undercut really powerful from those Ferraris.
Yeah, that was a very powerful undercut. So he's gained about 6 seconds, which is quite crazy. But it looks like Hanmore's onto those hard tyres, so he's going to be going for that one-stop strategy. And also looks like the Ferrari is on that one-stop strategy as well.
Yeah, well, we did see last week. We saw it. The puncture of Casper Knopp, and maybe Ian was just a little bit apprehensive considering what happened last week.
Yeah, potentially that could be the case. We're about half distance now through the race. So, those soft tyres have been able to do half distance plus those qualifying runs. So you would expect the hard tyre to be able to go to the end now pretty comfortably.
Yeah, but more on about the Ferraris, who have also gone onto the hard compound tyre, I believe, as he goes past the lapped car of Wilson. Not a good day for him, but like we said, couldn't qualify, so maybe this is his first run properly on this session. But yeah, the Ferraris on those older hards, they're already a couple laps old. Will that mean, oh, when we see the Ferrari maybe judging on going into the pits, they're maybe trying to get the slipstream of Archie Middlefeld, who's going into the pits, and I'm not sure, has Torben Schutt pitted? Yes, he has.
Yeah, as you alluded to earlier, Zandvoort is similar to Monaco in that qualifying is so important. It's very hard to overtake round 2 other than to turn 1. So qualifying position is very important. So it's unfortunate to see Wilson down in P16, but yeah, it's all about the qualifying position.
Oh, and there's a safety car. That's Hartley out of the race. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there, but I did see the mini sector yellow flag to come up. But yeah, safety car out must have been a pretty decent crash for that for the safety car to come out.
That's really bad for him. We're just getting some notes from Sky Race Control that it's the AlphaTauri. There's a hand-on ear moment. The AlphaTauri driver ran over some wing, and the puncture that threw him out into the wall.
That is very, very unlucky. Obviously, he was only in P15, I believe, running in the race today. But yeah, that is so unfortunate for Hartley to be running over that debris, potentially from the Ferrari in that turn 1 incident. But yeah, that is such a shame for him. He will not be able to score any points today.
Right, yeah, so just talk me through what you would do if you were Casper Meech takeover.
You know, Casper Meech P3, he's going to get into P2 now with Salomon pitting, but you know, we're under this safety car period now. This is his best time to be able to get an overtake done on his teammate in P1. This is his best opportunity to get that win in the bag. You know, we've already seen Casper Meech win in that. I mean, I don't know any other word to describe it other than outstanding victory in Bahrain from that poor start, but this is his best opportunity now to get into that first place. We know how fast Chapman is. We know how much race pace he has. Chapman with the fastest lap at the moment with a 1:11.9. We know how fast that Alfa Romeo driver is, but it's just about Meech capitalizing on potential mistake from Chapman, which we did see in China last week, and that did cost him the victory. So we will have to wait and see whether Meech can capitalize on this situation with the safety car.
Salaman, really, really good stuff from him. Obviously, by overcutting, he's managed to save himself about 8 seconds in the pits, so he's now P5, which is not what I was expecting, but just 1 second, because we have got a team radio from the AlphaTauri garage about that incident.
What the fuck, man? I got a puncture. This is so unfair.
Now, that's 2 times in 2 weeks we've seen one of the drivers get a puncture, and it's really cost them their race, obviously. Casper Knopp last week, his puncture meant he lost 2 positions on that last lap, but yeah, running over a piece of that wing and going into the wall, that's not good for him.
No, that's a real shame, and as you said, Casper Knopp last week with that puncture on the very last lap, which we were also shocked to see, but just shows how easily these Pirelli tyres do puncture.
And we see some of the driver, I think that maybe Andre also going into the pits is a good idea for the drivers now to extend onto the hard tyres rather than the mediums of the people who decided it would be a good idea for that.
Potentially, but it looks like Andre in the Williams has been into the pits 3 times already, so I'm not too sure what sort of strategy he's on, but it looks like he's going for a 4-stop strategy, which is a very unique one, but it could work out for the Williams driver.
This is really good for the drivers who were into low midfield, who put those hard tyres on as their free tyre choice. And for instance, we've got, like we said, Salaman. He really benefited from that team. Sorry, not from that team, really. From that safety car and the pit stop under that. And Middlefeld also up in P8 with Foxhole, who has dropped a couple positions down to P7. Oh, sorry, gained a couple positions to P7.
Yeah, it's a shame for Hanmore though in P6. Looks like he's really missed out on the pit stop phase down in P6, as we know he was fighting that Ferrari of Schutt. But you know, under this safety car period, it brings the pack all back together. So this is his opportunity to get the overtakes done.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff for good racing on the restart. We did see last restart. It was really, really good racing from everybody in that midfield, and it's going to be good once again. No virtual safety car today. It's just 2 full safety cars, which means on that restart that Chapman is going to lead that pack into turn 1, and let's see if he can get another good start. We'll see if those safety car lights extinguish. They're not, so he's going to stay out for another lap, I believe.
Yeah, we know Chapman got that first restart done perfectly, so he knows how to do it. This second one will no doubt be just as good, so he's got that confidence in his mind that he can do this restart and get that nice advantage over his teammate like he did before.
The safety car lights have now extinguished. There's a little bit of a late call there from the driver. Believe the name is, what's his name?
Bert Mylander.
Bert Mylander, that's the one. And the car of the Alfa Romeo car of Chapman will look to back the pack up into that. And as soon as he goes straight, I'm going to expect him to punch it. And there he goes. And the field is really, really separated into there. And oh, Andre into the pits again.
I don't know what he's doing, to be honest with you.
Into turn one, there's a little bit of a melee. The Alpha Tauri of Jay Robinson looks to go around the outside. Oh, I think that's Joel Foxhole tapping him round the outside, and Ben Mitchell, one of the McLarens, has tapped the grass, and he's looking down the inside of. Oh, and Ben just narrowly misses the edge of Jay Robinson. He's going down the inside, and Salaman has lost the position to Middelfeld up in P5. Salaman really got a really bad restart, and that's Hamar up into P6 as well. He's going to get. Oh no, Salaman's got the position back, and the Ferrari's already back up into P3 and P4.
Yeah, nice stuff from the Renault driver to get back up into P5. A great restart. He's gained 7 positions in the race so far. So great restart from him.
One of the cars already getting blue flagged there. Unfortunately, he had to do another lap around the safety car, so that was unfortunate for him. But yeah, he didn't have a chance to unlap himself already. Oh, and who's that? That's one of the one of the Racing Points going really, really wide, and he's out as well. That may be another safety car, and that is another safety car.
Straight back into that safety car period. Looked like the lap car of Wilson had an incident, and it's caused the safety cars come back out again.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate there. I just saw it looked like a brake failure.
Yeah, that's really weird. I didn't see it on my screen, but that's a shame for Wilson. But, you know, he was running a last position, and he was lapped twice, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to put both the McLarens into the pits. There's going to be a late dive from them. Let's go and see if we can see what happened there in that replay. We'll go have a look at this. Jane was lapped twice. We'll see him here. We go on board with one of the Alfa Romeos. We see him just going to that corner. Yeah, and it just looks like a brake failure. He just goes straight into that wall.
Yeah, that is very peculiar from the Racing Point driver. Maybe we'll be able to talk to one of their race engineers about that incident a bit later on.
And that's really, really, really bad for the Alfa Romeo. They've already gained a massive gap, and now it's gone back twice.
Yeah. 3 times around race we've seen the safety car, which is quite a lot. But, you know, it's another opportunity for these drivers to get some more overtakes done. With Meech in P2, didn't get the jump on his teammate during that restart. But, you know, this is another opportunity for him, and it's an opportunity for Hanmore down in P7. He didn't get the best restart. It's an opportunity for him to to gain some position.
Now, would you expect? I don't know. Do you think the medium tyres around here could last 16 laps?
I think that's quite an ask of the medium tyres, but, you know, we saw quite a few soft runners go about half distance. So I reckon the medium tyre could just about do it. But towards the end of the race, it's going to be pretty treacherous on there.
Does that mean we'll see some divers pour into the pits now, trying to get the best strategy and the best pace out of the safety car? Or do you reckon track position is really what you want?
Yeah, that's definitely a potential. But, you know, our top 10 are all on hard tyres, so they've gone for the more sensible strategy, you could say, with P11 to P14 on those mediums. So they're going for the different strategy to go different and potentially gain some sort of advantage out of that. So we'll have to wait and see. But I reckon our top 10 will be fine on those hards to the end.
Going to be, unfortunately, that's going to group the pack up, and it's going to make it even harder for overtaking. There we see Joel losing his rear end whilst he's trying to get some heat into those tyres, and maybe maybe an indication that the hard tyres are really difficult to get those heat into, and maybe you don't have as much pace as we think they do.
Yeah, that is probably the case. Our hard tyres, the hardest compound that we bring to the Formula 1 weekend, so they are the hardest to get up to temperature. But yeah, looks like Joel is trying very hard to get those tyres up to temperature, which is, you see the biggest temperature drops under the safety car because you're going so much slower.
Yeah, I believe this week they've brought the C1s, which is the hardest compound out of the 5. There is C5, C4, C3, C2, C1. But this week I believe it's C3 for the soft, C2 for the mediums, and C1 for the hard. So yeah, you were right in saying it's the hardest one we've brought as of yet.
Yeah, it's the hardest tyre on offer, as you said. So yeah, it's going to be extra tricky to get them up to temperature, especially under a safety car.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting how this pack restarts. And, oh, Meech just going a little bit wide, and I'm not sure what's happening there with Shut's internet, but I think he may have had to disconnect.
Yeah, looks like he's ghosting at the moment. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but we'll have to wait and see whether the safety car is coming in.
Yeah, it
Don't
is.
think
We
I
see,
can see any lights.
yeah, the lights are off, so that means the safety car is in at this lap.
Chapman, for the third time today, is going to have to do that restart, but hopefully he can get it done just as well as he's done twice before.
Well, Sam, you know, I've done it last 2 times. Do you want to do the safety car restart this time?
It would be a pleasure. Let's see how I can do it.
Let's hope there's not another one into turn 1.
Yeah, let's hope we can get some green racing now. But Chapman warming up his tyres, backing up the pack as much as he possibly can, and he goes quite early, I would say, but earlier than before. But Meech is about 2 tenths behind. He won't have that DRS this time around, but no, Chapman still into P1. But looks like the Ferrari of Schutz is really struggling into turn 1. He's down into P8, so he's lost quite a few positions there.
We saw a bit of wing flying off there. I think that may have been Hammore. I think a little bit of his wing has just come off into turn 2. I'm not sure about that. We see if we can try and get a view, see if it can. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
Hammore.
It's not Hammore. We did see wing flying off there, so we'll see who that. We'll try to see who that was.
Yeah, probably some contact going into turn 1, considering how close these cars get, which is pretty understandable there. But it looks like someone's gone slightly wide. There was some kicking up some dirt, but another not too great start for Hanmore. He hasn't gained any positions on that restart, and looks like he's struggling again. Maybe just trying to get those tyres up to temperature. He's not going very well.
Another yellow flag as one of the Welsh tries to go down the inside of Hammore. Hammore has to yield the position, because if you go down the inside... Oh, and they touch going into there. Oh, really, really tight there. And Hammore stays behind. And who's that looking up? That's Torben Schutt back in P12.
Yeah, I think Schutt's having some sort of internet issue, but it looks like the yellow flag was caused by the McLaren driver of Forbes, and looks like he's lost his front left end plate, so he's going to probably have to pit.
It's a considerable amount of time lost for there, but here we go. We see Salomon with that slipstream guy try to go down the inside of Archie Middlefeld, and he gets tapped into the wall. Is that some sort of strategy there, trying to take the tight line so he can't get through? But that means Welsh is also past him, and Hamill's going to look like an inside down the... Ooh, and almost touching through turn 4. Hamill's going to take the long way around. He's going to try and cut down onto the inside, and Hamill looks like he's going to get the position down into turn 6.
Very nicely done, but looks like Salomon does get back. These turn 4, 5, and 6 pretty tricky to overtake, but go through turn 7 is a very fast corner.
Yeah, this complex of corner is really hard to recover from if you get one bad entry, and looked like Hamill actually through turn 4 clipped the grass, and that slowed him down considerably.
Yeah, it's all about momentum going through those corners. It's all flat, so coming out turn 3, if you get a bad exit, you're going to be losing speed all the way through them. So unfortunate for Hanmore there in P8.
Now, under one safety car, Schutt was P4. The other safety car, Schutt, is P12.
Yeah, not a great restart for him by any means. He's down in P12 from P4, but yeah, a shame for him.
Hamill's going to eye up a move on Salomon as he goes down the inside. He might have DRS. I'm not sure if it's enabled just yet, but doesn't look like it, because Salomon's pulling away. He's using all of his ERS and rich fuel mix to try and get on him. 3G sustained into that tight braking zone there. He's going to go down the inside. He almost got him into turn 4 before. Let's see if he can get him again. Let's just hope he keeps it clean this time.
Yeah, coming into turn 3 is not really where you want to be overtaking. It's another one of those banking corners. Very, very tricky. But go through turn 4, 5, and 6 again. Looks like he got a better exit coming off of turn 3. Did hand more. But yeah, that straight line speed of that Haas is pretty strong.
We see 5 and 6, both the Renault boys. We saw Middlefeld down in last place last week, and his teammate in P1. But Middlefeld, really, really good for him to stay in P5. And Joel Foxhall looking for that last podium position as he did last week.
Yeah, obviously we saw Middlefeld last week recovering from his illness, but it looks like he's back on top form this week. But looks like there might be an overtake from his teammate going into turn 11.
Some team orders there, I think, to get out of the way. Yeah, it looked like a nice overtake there. So maybe some team orders were in Wingy.
Yeah, that is probably a wise strategy from the Renault boys, I would say.
Yeah, and it used to be that you couldn't use your team orders, but now it's allowed because they just couldn't police it. I don't know if everybody remembers back in, I believe it was 2014, 2013, when it was infamous Fernando is faster than you to who was it? Felipe Massa, I believe. So But Hamor, he's just so close, but yet so far. Every time into a corner, he's just behind. But like we said, it's like Monaco. But hang on, did I just see that right? Welsh is in P5, but he's pitted 3 times. What's happened there?
Not too sure. He's gone for a very unique chassis, but it seems like it's played out for him today. But yes, that's a different one. That is
Yeah,
definitely
really.
unique.
Well, it's gonna throw some strategists off, and it's gonna make some think that, well, it's gonna make some wonder whether they should have done the same.
Yeah, that's very different. He's obviously on those medium tyres at the moment, so he's gonna have that tire advantage whilst cutting through the field. He's just 1 second behind the racing point of Foxhall, but Foxhall not too far behind this Ferrari for the last podium place. So I think there's gonna be a nice little battle going towards the end of this race.
It'll be interesting to see who is gonna come out on top here. Foxhall is 10 seconds behind Chapman. Meech is only 2 seconds behind, but it looks like Titan is gonna have a big gap to Meech, but it's not gonna seem like he's gonna be able to catch up. It's a really unusual one. The Alfa Romeos have got too much pace for the Ferraris.
Yeah, that is what we've seen quite a lot. But it looks like Salomon going to turn 1 did spin, which is unfortunate for him down in P9. But I mean, the McLaren boy of Josh O'Mara in P10, the last points position from P14 in qualifying. So that's a great effort from him.
Really crucial for them. I'm not sure if they've got a point in the Constructors' Championship yet, so they'll definitely want to get that. And we see him being chased down by Mitchell, Hammore's teammate, is maybe just a sign that the Mercedes just don't have the tyre life that we think they did.
Yeah, maybe the Mercedes boys have gone too aggressive on their strategy, and it's really affecting that tyre life, as you said. But we'll have to speak to them after the race about that. But yeah, Salomon P9, with that spin, his tyres are not going to be in the best condition, so no doubt O'Mara's going to want to potentially get a move done, but does look like he's quite far back going to turn 11.
Yeah, we see his rear light flashing, which means he's either deploying or saving ERS. Omari's got 20%, 10% tyre wear on his rears and almost 15% on his front. And as per every race, we're going to give you 1 lap of silence so you can hear the beautiful car of O'Mara and just look at the beautiful helmet of the Irish flag, the patriotism there showing through. He's doing Ireland proud, and yeah, 1 lap silence. What a beautiful sound that the McLaren engine is. And the man who was on the mic, Josh O'Mara, he's really pushing out. He's all out to try and get in front of that car.
Yeah, he's going to be pushing very hard now in P9, so he's going to get that 2 points there. But yeah, now he's in the points position. That's going to give him the motivation and essentially the momentum to push himself forward.
Hang on 1 minute, Sam. Because just as we're saying it, the McLaren team garage, they've sent us a team radio. So we got a team radio from Josh.
Right, I need to push to catch up with him. The Williams is right behind me, so I need to really get my head down.
Yeah, we hear him. Yeah, we confirming our suspicions. He's really pushing out right, but the Williams of Andre is just behind him.
Yeah, so focused there from O'Mara. He's got his task in hand. He's pushing towards that house, but he's also very wary of that Williams behind him, which is sensible. But, you know, as we said earlier, the last 4 drivers gone for that alternate strategy on those mediums might be paying off.
Well, it was paying off for Robbie Welsh, who's up in P4.
Yeah, probably Welsh in P4. We saw him last week win that race, but yeah, it's great to see. He's had some great pace. He's obviously got past Foxhall in the racing point, which seems to be struggling slightly today.
Unfortunately, the man we heard on the radio just doesn't have the pace. The newer tyres of Andre, who's pitted 3 times this race, has put him for put him in front, and that actually gives a fastest lap to Ian Hanmore down in P11. Has he pitted for the alternate strategy? Yeah, he's gone onto the soft, so it's interesting to see whether he's going for that fastest lap point. Obviously, if you're outside the top 10, you do not receive the point, or is he just trying to take it away from the Alfa Romeo boys?
That could be the case. You know, in Formula One, you get that extra point for being for getting the fastest lap if you are in the top 10. But he's just outside that top 10 position, as you said, in P11, so you won't get that point. So yeah, he could be potentially trying to take it away from Chapman in P1. He doesn't want them to get that. He doesn't want him to get as many points as he possibly could have.
Yeah, both Hanmore and Mitchell, both on the soft tyres. Is this an alternate Mercedes strategy that's looking really interesting? Are they going to be able to chase down O'Mara and Abreu up in P9 and P10?
Yeah, I think Ian is about 7 seconds behind. We've got about 7 laps left, so that's going to be about a second a lap he needs to gain on O'Mara in front of him to be able to get that final points place today. So it's going to be close. We'll have to keep an eye on it, but it looks like he's doing well on those soft tyres.
It was forecast to rain, but at the moment, just no rain in sight and only humidity of 20%, so looks like he's going to be dry all the way through.
Yeah, we know our weather radars aren't necessarily that accurate in Formula One, but yeah, looks like it's going to stay dry for the rest of the race, which is probably good for those drivers that prefer the dry running, but yeah. We'll have to see what Hanmore can do in P11, but I mean, he's gained 1.5 seconds in one single lap on those soft tyres, so he's obviously got some great pace on them. So we'll have to see whether he can get that last place position on O'Mara.
I believe he's only about 3 or 4 seconds behind. We do see O'Mara in the top of the screen, so just talk me through what you'd be doing if you were Ian right now.
You know, Ian, he knows he's on those softer tyres. His team will be telling him that the guy in front of O'Mara in that McLaren is on those medium tyres, so he's got that tyre advantage going through turn 11. He can see that McLaren. He knows how close he is. He's only 3.4 seconds behind going on to the final straight coming through turn 13 here, and then the great banking corner of turn 14. He's not going to be in DRS range just yet, but he's gained 3 seconds on a single lap. So now he has 6 laps to get that move done on O'Mara. So he knows he's going to be able to get that done and potentially maybe even get it done on Andre in P9.
Yeah, he's only 3 seconds, and he's, like you said, he's gained another second on him, and it's going to be really interesting because as soon as you get in that point position, that fastest lap then becomes a lot more valuable. Robinson up in P7, he's gaining the points, obviously his teammate out on the first couple laps because of that puncture that we heard him on the team radio, well, quite violently express his passion for for whoever left the debris on the track, but not a really good job for the marshals there. Obviously, first time at this track in Formula One and not setting a good precedent.
No, that is unfortunate for him, but yeah, as you said, Robinson P7 doing pretty well for the AlphaTauri team, considering one of their drivers that are out. But for me, the main focus at the moment is Hanmore. Can he get it done on O'Mara? Obviously, going into turn 12, not the place to do the overtakes, but he's fast approaching turn 1, and he's just 0.6 behind now, so he's going to be within that DRS zone when he crosses the DRS line.
Yeah, but the only problem is towards the end of this race, his tyres may be dying. Obviously, he's been on those tyres for a long while, most of the grid on the hards. He's not going to have enough pace into turn 1 to get him, so if it's going to be anywhere, it's got to be this lap.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to get that done, and looks like he has got it done. It's going very... potentially a few internet issues there, but he's going through turn 3, that hairpin. It's not the place to do the overtake, as I said previously, but coming out through turn 4, he's side by side is Ian and Josh.
Really good
5.
racing from these guys here.
Yeah, some very good stuff. We've seen this time and time again from the McLaren and the Mercedes of O'Mara and Hanwell. They seem to race a lot in the races, so must have very similar pace.
Yeah, very challenging rivalry there. Brilliant stuff there from O'Mara. You see his front right is battered. Sorry, his front left is battered, 65%. His other tyres are 75, 70, and 73. But O'Mara may look to try and get down the inside out of the DRS zone. Oh, he cuts down the inside, but oh, he cannot get him. Oh, and he's on the brakes, O'Mara, and that's Hamill's front wing gone.
No, that is not how he wanted to get that done, did Hanmore. He's going to have that wing damage for the rest of the race now. That is such a shame for him. Looks like front left end plate has completely left his front wing. As I said, turn 11, turn 12, such tricky corners in normal circumstances, let alone trying to get an overtake done. So that was pretty bold, but looks like the McLaren did brake quite aggressively.
The McLaren also has some wing damage on the front right wing, so yeah, looks like he probably won't be chasing him anytime soon. I'm not sure what was going through that McLaren driver's head right then.
No, it's a shame. We were expecting some nice racing, but we unfortunately saw that little tap we saw there. So that's a shame for Hanmore. But I mean, going through turn 7, it looks like he could take it pretty normal speed. So maybe the damage is not affecting him that much.
Obviously, we do know that the Mercedes has one of the best aero packages on that grid, but you see his teammate also down in P12. It's not good stuff for them, but maybe, well, Hammore's in a position to propel them into the points, further up the points if Salaman drops behind and spins like we saw him do earlier. But yeah, that end plate gone, that's going to really damage him, as we do see him oversteer into that corner.
Yeah, and coming through the last sector with this banking corner that he's on now, it's going to be very tricky for him. That oversteer, as you said, coming out of turn 12, I believe. Yeah, it just shows how much the damage has affected him.
Oh, there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. I'm not sure what's happened there, but Amara was in Sector 1. Hammore now. That's Andre. Andre's gone spinning.
Yeah, it looks like Andre did spin into turn 1, similar to that of Salomon earlier on during the race, which is a shame for him. But, you know, he's done that, I believe, 5-stop strategy today, so I'm even surprised he's in P10 today.
Yeah, 5 stops. I mean, that's a bit ridiculous. That's getting to the point where you're reusing old tyres. And remember, you can vote for your driver of the day. Sorry, not twitch.tv. kencotv.uk/vote. And you can go vote for your driver of the day. It's been really, really silent up in the top order, but current running order is Chapman from Meech, then Titan in P3, really unexpected from him, and Welsh up in P4, even after his grid penalty. Foxhall P5, Middlefeld P6, Robinson P7, Salaman and Hammore in P8 and P9. Hammore is chased by Andre, who we see on that 5-stop strategy. Amara follows him, and then it's Mitchell, Forbes, then Shutt.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Castle Beach in the Alfa Romeo is about 7 seconds in front of the Ferrari driver, which is important considering Castle Beach actually does have a 5-second penalty for some sort of incident. But a bit further back, Robbie in the Renault is very close to the rear of the Ferrari of Titan. He's coming into turn 7. Not quite got the pace to get it done through there, but I reckon on the start-finish rate with that DRS, Robbie will be able to get it done. This is very close for that final podium position.
Could see a move here on from any of these 3 drivers. We've also got Joel Foxhall, who's close behind as well.
Yeah, this final podium position is this battle for this final podium position is gonna come down to the wire with Foxhall and Robbie both with DRS coming up to turn 11, but still not quite close enough. But I reckon start-finish rate is gonna be close between Foxhall and Robbie, as well as Robbie and Titan.
The first time that it's been Alfa Romeo 1-2, and it could be Alfa Romeo 1-2 on this podium as they both start the final lap. It looks like the Ferrari's going to go down the inside, and oh, it's a 3-way chain down into there. Robbie's going to take the outside. He's up into P3. He's going to take some contact with the Ferrari. Joel's going to go down the inside. He may get him up here into turn 4. Robbie is in the podium position. That is so unexpected from coming back from P12 for what it was. Joel is coming down the inside. He's on the hard tires. He's just locked up extremely big, and maybe into turn 6 we might see him lunge a move. No, he's not. He's going to go try get a really good exit through here, through turn 7, turn 8, through into turn 9, which is the long winding right-hander, and then turn 10 and turn 11 onto the DRS straight, which is the place where, if we're going to see the overtake, it's going to happen because it's the final lap. But the man who has led this has led this race for every single lap, Max Chapman, what a race he's had. He's 8 seconds in front of his teammate, and it's just looked so easy for him as he comes and he crosses the line to be the first time second race champion. Max Chapman, winner of the Zandvoort Dutch Grand Prix.
Very nicely done from the Alfa Romeo driver, and it does look like it is a Alfa Romeo 1-2 with Robbie taking that last podium position. Foxhall unable to make that position on Titan on the final lap. I mean,
yeah,
what a great few laps of racing.
Sorry, just interrupt you. Titan actually had a time penalty, so that puts Foxhall in P4.
Oh, Foxhall does get it by because of that penalty.
Sorry, who says Solomon's gone? What? That puts Ian in P8. Oh, he's come out of nowhere. Ian up into P8.
Very nicely done from Hanwar up into P8 with some nice points considering he didn't have the best of races today.
Here's Josh. P11, so close yet so far for him.
Yeah, such a shame for O'Mara. He was in that P9, I believe, for a considerable amount of time. Such a shame for him to not get those points today for McLaren.
And here is Hamor's teammate P12, Forbes down in P11. What a race that was! Absolutely beautiful stuff from all those who participated, and we'll go try and get some interviews with the people who was at the front the entire race. But yeah, absolutely amazing stuff from everybody who participated today. Boys, for the first time, the front row lockout of the Alfa Romeos. For the first time, 1-2 for the Alfa Romeos. We joined by both of the drivers there.
What
Yeah.
a race.
Very good race for both of us, really.
Well, I'm sure this is the first time you've talked to each other since you got out the cars. Mate, what have you got to say to each other?
Yeah, great job, Max.
Yeah,
honestly.
good job. He did a very good job after getting that penalty under the safety car to pull away a 5-second gap to the person behind. But yeah, it's good that we got that one too. More points, the better, really.
Yeah, that propels you really, really. I mean, you're already first in the constructors, but that pushes you even further forward. And obviously, your recent competitor, Casper Knopp, wasn't able to participate today.
Yeah, I think we just need to keep our composure now and keep bringing in these results, bring that Constructors' Trophy home. I'm more concerned about that than the drivers at the moment. So yeah, we just want to get it all done and wrapped up for the team by the end of the season. That's main focus right now.
What do you think about the Mercedes of Ian Hamor? You know, he had a really interesting strategy going 9 laps before the end, going onto the soft tires, and well, I think it paid off for him actually with the fastest lap. Obviously, you had that before, Max, but what does that 1 point loss mean? What does that mean?
It could mean anything. It could be a major part in the championship at the end, because someone could be winning championship by 1 point. Could ruin my win for the trophy. But
Yeah,
good job to him though.
yeah, but you know, anybody's game at the moment.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think qualifying's obviously a bit varied. Everyone's so close on the times. Anything can happen in the race as we saw today. Everyone's got different pace around different tracks, so I think it'd be really, really interesting and tight driver championship.
Well, congratulations on the 1-2 from me, Sam. Have you got anything to add?
No, again, massive congratulations to you both. Do you think you can replicate that coming up with our next race in Spain?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think we can quite say that yet. We haven't seen everyone's pace.
Do you like that? Do you like Spain? Do you both like Spain?
I quite enjoy it.
Well-
I think pre-season showed good signs for me around there, but obviously everything can change.
Few margaritas before the race for you boys. Anyway, good job from you two, and well, go enjoy yourselves.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff there from both the Alfa Romeo boys. It's really good to see someone, someone who's been so unlucky as Casper Meech, finally get. Well, I say finally, he did win in Bahrain, but finally get lucky for once.
Yeah, it was great to see that Alfa Romeo 1-2 very well deserved today. I mean, Max Chapman, that P1 today, I mean, so well deserved. He controlled the race from the outset. Yeah, I mean, great job from him as per usual.
Absolutely clinical drive from him. And we'll go see if we can try and get a word from the Alpha Tauri, who we heard his team radio, and well, I don't think he was too pleased with himself, was he?
No, I don't think he was happy at all. I mean, understandably so. That was so unlucky of him running over that front wing of, I believe it was a McLaren, we are finding out from our various sources. But yeah, that's a shame for him to retire in such a way.
Yeah, and the man we've just been talking about is in with us. We heard you on the team radio, Dylan, but it just wasn't meant to be, was it?
Nah, it doesn't seem like it. Just
Oh,
coming around sector 2, there's just a entire wing right on the floor.
well, at least you're safe, mate, because you know that could have
Yeah.
always flown up into your car and maybe damaged some of your well, other than your anything. It could have been more damage than just your tire.
Yeah.
Well, you were looking in a commanding position. You were P7 until the first safety car, I believe.
Yeah, at the start, the Ferrari to my left kind of, I think, put too much power and span to my right and took my wing off.
Yeah, we saw
so
that.
I needed to box and under safety car.
That was 3 collisions for you, I think, obviously other than the spin.
Yes, it was the first one, the Ferrari at the start, and then the second one where I think the Mercedes of Mitchell span. I needed to avoid it, and I hit the wall, took another wing off.
Yeah, we saw that as well.
Yeah, and then the third one, puncture.
Well, if we just look at the results for 1 second, we did see that your teammate finished up in P. Let's find him. He's in P8. So, well, I mean, I suppose he brought the points in for you.
Yeah, not a bad result that.
Were
Would
you
have helped if I was there, but
were you cheering him on from the garage?
yes, obviously.
Yeah.
Needed to get those points in.
Yeah. So that's a good result for him. Sam, have you got anything to add?
No, I asked the Alfa Romeo boys about Spain, but obviously your home race. Are you expecting good things there?
Oh yeah, I'm expecting to at least get into Q3 there.
Nice. That's what we like to hear. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Unfortunate for today, but yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Dylan,
Yeah.
and good luck for next week.
No problems, yeah.
And the final man we want to talk to is one who looked like they had it in the bag, but just lost the positions down towards the end. It's Josh Amara. See if we can get him in the chat. So Josh, hello.
Hello.
Unlucky stuff for you, mate.
Oh, I'm honestly devastated. I was very close. Like the 3 safety cars, 3 or 4 safety cars really helped me out there, but just couldn't get there in the end.
Well, what did you think to the 5-stop strategy of the car that finished in front of you, the Andre?
Oh yeah, I thought that was crazy. I thought I could, I thought I could catch up to him there. Like I pushed and pushed. Like once he spun out, I seen yellow flag in turn 1, push, and just couldn't get there in the end.
5 stops. Well, no disrespect to you, but 5 stops for him, and he still managed to finish in front. Is that something that your strategists are going to have to look at?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, me and Adam just pitted literally the exact same time. We double stacked at one point for mediums, but yeah, I mean, it's as close as I've ever been to the points.
Do you regret anything from this race?
Probably going on the mediums to be honest.
Well, you think you should have gone on
Because
the hards?
I think I should have went on the softs. I could have pushed the hards a little bit more, but the safety car just helped us box. So yeah.
Well, it's good stuff from you. Have you got anything to add to all of those who are supporting you out there?
I mean, it's just practice for Spain. I'm pretty sure it's Catalonia next week.
Yep.
But yeah, I just practice non-stop. Hopefully, I get good pace in, and yeah, that's all. Really. If you have any more questions.
Have you got anything to add?
No, yeah, a shame for you not to get that point today, but that time will come, no doubt.
Yeah. Also, plus like, well done to Ian as well. He was speedy on them softs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We
saw him get the
tried to have
fastest lap.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, all, I mean, well done to him, obviously. But yeah, well done to everyone else.
You were so close, mate. So close to that top position.
Oh, Adam will tell you my reaction. I was devastated.
Wow.
But yeah, it's very close.
Just a couple more, well, just a couple more laps, and I reckon you would have been in the points. So, really unfortunate for you, mate.
Yeah, I mean, not to be bad around, but me and Adam were hoping for either another safety car or spin, so I could catch up. But
Yeah, 3
didn't
safety
happen.
cars. That's something we haven't seen
That
much before.
that was something else actually. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, more than a wet race. So it was quite weird, but yeah, got there in the end.
Right, well, thank you for joining us, Josh.
Cheers.
Bye.
There's just one more person if they are on the. We're gonna try and get a word with the man who we saw with the brake failure, but it looks like he's not gonna be able to be contacted. So yeah. So sorry for the
hello.
drag up, but just finish it with a word from the man who starts it all and the man who is the be all and end all.
Yeah, I haven't planned a speech. I'm so sorry. Genuinely, thank you so much again, guys. You're all absolute legends. Today it was a story, I think, to tell from everybody's perspective. Everyone had a completely different race. Those are different things happening on everyone. I mean, you guys must have had so much to commentate about that race, to be honest with you. So much went on, but yeah, honestly, it was good fun. I've still got a smile on my face, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, I don't know what to say.
We saw
I'm
absolute
just
pace.
knackered.
We saw absolute pace from you, Ian. Like we thought you had it.
Yeah, I can go into more detail obviously another time, but I broke my front wing twice. I replaced it once. I had a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, hang on. Just
on the
sorry to
safety
interrupt.
car.
Sorry to interrupt. But actually, what
Yeah.
actually happened with the incident with Josh? Because we saw you come around the corner and well, it seemed as if he got on the brakes just a bit too early.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, I don't. It's not that I don't trust other drivers. It's trust in myself really, and I don't want to sort of cause a wheel to fall off or something. I need to just be a bit more risky, really. But I hope that comes with time, to be honest, and then I could be a better driver. But yeah, I fled that one a little bit too soon. I could have probably got the overtake.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing that I'm asking is who's the driver of the day?
Oh, bear with me 1 second. I will just check that for you. I completely forgot. 1 sec.
We'll go and get that
Very
for you.
professional over here in the Kenco.
Yeah, 100%. But but it's a good race
Give
from
me
all.
1 second.
Good race from all. And yeah. Once we've done the driver of the day, we will let you go on with your evening. Sorry about the half an hour delay. Well,
Ooh.
let's be honest. It's not a Kenco stream if it isn't a half an hour delay, is there?
I can confirm it was a split between Max, Joel, and James.
What, a three-way tie?
It is a three-way tie for driver of the day: Max, Joel, or James.
Wow,
So I don't know what we do in that situation.
Well, we'll go ahead and get one of the. Well, we'll get the people who are available up into here. I can't find Joel or James, so it'll just be Max Chapman to come collect the award.
Yeah.
Max, sorry to interrupt your conversation, but you've just been awarded the driver of the day trophy as well.
Thank you. Yeah, that's made my day even more, really. That's made me even more happy, let's just say that.
It doesn't extend your constructor's lead, but it extends your heart.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Max. Thank you very much, Ian. And thank you all for watching. And yeah, I hope to see you sometime soon in the future. That's all from me.
Yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you later, boys.